The first record of the blade appeared in the year 1191. During a brutal campaign across the desert frontiers, soldiers discovered a fallen warrior half buried in sand. His armor had rotted. His shield had splintered. Even his bones had begun to crumble. But the sword in his hand gleamed as though it had been forged that very morning. Not a mark of corrosion touched it. Not a stain remained. The metal reflected the desert sun like a mirror. The soldiers carried the blade back to their commander. But the moment he gripped the hilt, witnesses claimed something strange happened. The wind died. The desert grew silent. And the blade felt warm. Blacksmiths examined the weapon. They hammered it, heated it, submerged it in salt water. They expected rust to bloom like it always did. But the blade remained flawless. One master smith reportedly said, "This is not steel as we know it." The sword had no maker's mark, no signature, no known forging technique could explain it. Some believed it was a relic from a lost civilization. Others whispered that the metal had fallen from the sky. Eventually, the sword found its way into the hands of a warrior known only as Cale the Silent. He rarely spoke. He rarely smiled. But in battle, he moved with terrifying precision. Those who fought beside him claimed the blade seemed to anticipate strikes before they happened. It cut through armor, through shields, through weapons meant to stop it. Yet Cale never bragged about the sword. When asked about it, he would only say, "The blade remembers things we do not." Years later, Cale fell in a battle so violent that the ground turned black with smoke and ash. The battlefield burned for 3 days. When survivors searched the ruins, they expected to find nothing but twisted metal. But there it was. The sword lay in the center of the destruction, untouched. No rust, no burn marks, no damage. Only the hilt was warm, as if it had been held moments before. Cale's body was never found. Centuries later, the blade resurfaced in a royal collection. Historians and scientists examined it using modern tools. They scanned its structure, measured its composition, tested its resistance to corrosion. The results made little sense. The metal contained elements known to science, but arranged in patterns never seen in nature. More strangely, microscopic grooves along the blade resembled something unexpected. Not wear, not decoration, but symbols. Symbols that no known language could translate. Some researchers proposed a strange theory. What if the blade wasn't resisting rust, but repairing itself? In 1972, the sword was placed in a museum vault. Security cameras recorded it daily. Nothing unusual happened for years. Then one night, a guard noticed something odd. The sword was no longer lying flat. It had shifted, just slightly. By morning, the display case was empty. The locks were untouched. The glass unbroken. The alarm silent. The sword had vanished. Some historians believe the blade was stolen. Others believe it was hidden. But a few researchers quietly share another idea. They believe the sword was never meant to stay in one place. Because every few decades, stories appear again. A traveler describing a strange blade that never dulls. A soldier claiming his weapon never rusts after battle. A relic found buried that gleams like new. Always the same description. Always the same impossible metal. And always gone before anyone can prove it exists. Perhaps the sword that refuses to rust is still out there. Waiting. Not for a collector. Not for a museum. But for the next hand it chooses to follow. Some weapons are forged by men. But a few are forged by time itself. Thank you for watching. Please follow Lausanne Vault on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and subscribe on YouTube for more interesting stories.